Alrighty, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. So things are looking conflicting on the charts right now. We'll talk about it. There's another rare bearish sign on the 12-day. But first things first, the most important thing, I want you guys to follow me on Twitch. The live streams are exclusively on Twitch now. We're going to be going live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Mondays through Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please follow me on Twitch. Please check it out. It's completely free, just like YouTube, so check that out. Really appreciate it, guys. Also, for BITGET, there's an airdrop right now. It's a free $100 USDT position. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's free here. You can't. It's for users who haven't traded USDT perpetual contracts yet. They're eligible. Each user can claim one position for free. So check it out. Only with my link down below. Also, another really good promo down below as well. I believe it's with the same link if you sign up with that link. If you deposit $1,000 and do a derivatives trade, you get an additional $100 USDT completely free to trade with. So check that out. First thing I want to show you guys on the charts right now is the 12-day on Bitcoin. So this is crossing on Heiken Ashi candles, crossing into the red. Now, 2 out of 3 times here, it gave us something bearish. Right here, didn't give us, you had already hit the bottom there. You did probably come down a little bit. It's hard to say exactly from, when it, crossed over into the red, how much you came down, but you could have come down like 22% there or something. But you had already bottomed at that time. This time, very bearish. You came down about 30%. This time right here, this is the end of our mini bull market in 2019. You came down, counting out the pandemic, about 40%, 38%. What I think is most likely going to happen, as what my narrative has been, coming down around 30% or something down to around 13K, 400 weekly moving average, that's going to be a huge area. I'm not going to draw it out for you because it takes a little bit of time, but 200 weekly moving average was the bottom in 2018. 300 weekly moving average was the bottom of the pandemic. Now, what's that pattern? 400 weekly moving average is going to be big. We're very, very close to the 300 weekly moving average at 17K. I don't think that's going to be the bottom. I think we'll hit it, pretty soon. We could hold off until after midterms. It's a very big point. It's a huge bull and bear fight. And the longer we coil up here, the longer we go sideways and just print yellow X after every bullish div here, the longer that happens, the more explosive the move is. Typically, that's what happens. The longer something goes sideways, the more explosive it is when it finally breaks out. Just like here. Look at all these green and red dots. This went on for a long time here. This was pretty crazy how long this went on. I don't think it's going to be that long. That would be very, very boring within a 10% range right there. But, I think we could easily go on another couple weeks until after midterms. I don't think you're going to go until December without any significant breakout. I'd be very surprised if you go on until December. It's possible. Anything's possible, but I don't think that's going to happen. 2 yellow X's on the weekly here. I've been talking about comparing it to the NASDAQ Everyday.com bubble. It was 4 yellow X's. I think you could have 4 yellow X's to the bottom here. Typically what we see, 4 to 5 yellow X's, that would easily bring you down to around 13K at least here to the bottom. And that's what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen. The next thing that could happen, this VWAP could easily roll over, print another yellow X, just bring us down, to 15. 15K is a huge area. See right there, you have not a huge area, but you do have definitely some support right there. And that's if we lose the 300 weekly moving average, which is right at our linear spiral line at the bottom of this technical target that I'll show you in just a second here at 17K. Currently, I do not have a Bitcoin position open. Just waiting, on the sidelines, seeing, what could happen here. Things are kind of conflicting because you do have, obviously 3-day. This is, I believe, a bullish div. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bullish div right there. Pretty bullish. Your 2-day is really bullish, but be careful with this. Be careful with this because, look, there's 2 instances in, if we go back to December or October 2018, look at this. It was just, you just rolled over. You didn't get much out of it. This would be the case that, we're hitting this little green right here. We're hitting the top right now at the spiral line. We're playing around with it. I'll show you in a second. And right here, this same deal. I know this was the pandemic black swan event, but still, it still rolled over. So that's one thing to keep in mind here. Could easily roll over. You got to be careful with that. And then your daily, bullish div, some good curvature there. So these time frames are on the more bullish side. Pretty neutral on the 12-hour. You do have some money flow coming up, so it does look not too bad. Same with the 16-hour. If we go on to 8 hour, same deal. 6 hour, kind of the same deal, and that's what you see a lot of times when things are pretty sideways. I mean, we haven't really done much since, yeah, it's been about a month, and we've been in this general like 18.5 all the way up till 20.5 approximately, just this range, and we're coiling up. Ascending wedge, I would say this is an ascending wedge. They typically do break downward more often than they break upward. Your technical target's going to be around your 300 weekly moving average, around 17K, mid 17s, this pocket right here. So I do think, within the next few weeks, you should get to that point in all likelihood. Also, your 2 day, you're curving into the green right there. I feel like it could roll over. You could give this a shot up to the top of the range. I mean, some people would probably be going long, giving it a shot to the top of the range. It's a little risky, but you might be able to pull it off. I'm more looking for kind of the scalp trades right now. I do have a trade open on Ethereum, the exclusive Discord. I don't believe we've had an outcome on that yet. I have not lost a trade in, I believe it's a month now, maybe, yeah, around a month, maybe a little bit over. So a very long winning streak. Not going to be right 100% of the time. You'd be a billionaire pretty quickly if you were. But yeah, we've had some really good trades in there. So check it out in the link in the description below if you are interested. It's through Patreon. And some of the lower time frames here, money flow starting to get a little bit high, curving down on your 15. 6 minute, I'm kind of looking. This could be a place to definitely for a scalp short. I mean, these money flow crossovers on your 6 minute, on your 7 minute could kind of go either way here. I mean, the other thing too that we do for the bearish case, you get the yellow X and the 5 day. So when it's conflicting like this, it's usually you just stay range bound. Usually you just bounce around where we've been bouncing around. The best thing to look at is like kind of scalp trades, day trades off of big points, those type of things. And if you're not confident, things are weird to you, there's no harm in just taking a little bit of time off, go to the beach, just chill. Oh yeah, a lot of you guys are in cold climates. You don't have the beach like me in Florida. Just kidding. But there's other things to do, obviously, than stare at charts all day. But this point's going to be huge, obviously 20K if we get that high. Let's move on to Ethereum right now. So Ethereum, you're still in kind of the same wedge right here, I guess. This triangle technical target's going to be down at around 1100 right there. Ethereum's interesting. Let's look at kind of our 16 day, some of these high time frames. You confirmed this is what happens when things go sideways. You just play green dot, red dot. You confirmed your red dot right after the green dot. So I kind of nullified the notion that you're already bottomed out. Also, the fact that some altcoins have made lower lows than their June lows and May lows is kind of, indicative that we haven't bottomed out yet, such as Cardano, unless you think Cardano is going to zero and everything else is doing okay. You don't typically see, altcoins, unless they're going to zero, you don't typically see them, bottom, keep going lower before everything else. Like if it was the bottom, Cardano shouldn't be making new lows. You get what I'm saying? If it was the bottom for Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano should not be making new lows. That's the argument I would make. Unless you think Cardano is going to zero. You do have the bullish div here. I mean, for the 16 day, just to go back to that, I wouldn't give this much credence until it confirms in 14 days. A lot could happen in that amount of time. You still have other things like the 6 day, this blood diamond back here. These historically have been a lot worse than this one has been so far, lagging a little bit. So you got to see what happens with that. Your weekly, it's kind of that same pattern. You may get, a green dot here. It's not even going to be a bullish div yet because that's making a higher high. So, I guess it's a little bit subjective. No, it won't be because it's right here. Yeah, when it converted right there. No, that will not be a bullish div unless you come down lower and then you get it. Then it might be, but I don't think that's going to happen unless we dump down a lot in the next 6 days, which is possible. So yeah. And then your daily, right here, kind of neutral into the red, curving up a little bit. Your 2 day is higher into the green. You confirm that bullish div. I believe that is a bullish div, yeah. So it's kind of the same thing with Bitcoin. It's that bullish div, but if we look at what happened with Bitcoin last time, it just rolled over. So be careful with that. You're also at the top of your range right here, which is where it's going to be really big for potential shorts off of this area. I know a lot of people would be looking for that. Your 4-hour VWAP is curving downward. You got a red dot on your 2 day. You are messing around with kind of the high volume node right here. So I guess your bullish case, you just bounce off of that and continue forward. And then your lower time frames, 30 minute, getting a little overheated here. Not a bearish div just yet, but this would have been a really good, scalp short entry right there, lock in profits. But what you can look at, and what I've been looking at, money flow coming out in the 6 minute for potential scalp shorts. These crossovers are typically pretty good here. Even your 7 minute, 8 minute coming down. So look at those for potential areas. And what looks like is happening right here, it looks like we're kind of rejecting off of this high volume node, and it's kind of losing some steam here. Sure, anything could happen. You could curve back up, but we're in a bear market. The Fed is still pretty hawkish, obviously. I'm not seeing any reason to believe this won't be any different than what happened in 2018 with the 2-day just rolling over. So I would not be fooled by it. In your 12-day, especially, just to reiterate, this is really bearish in my opinion. Like we said earlier, I feel like it's just a matter of time before this VWAP curves over and it gives us our kind of last leg down. If it's like, this was kind of your black swan, but if you take away the black swan, this would give us kind of, let's see, September 22nd, 2 months to bottom out. That would be a case to bottom out in December, which would be, similar to how the last two runs were. Obviously, 2015 was January, 2018 was December. If it's a month earlier, if it's that pattern, it's going to be November. So I think those areas, if it's like this, I think it's unlikely where we already hit the bottom, then you'll probably, come down a little bit here. Or it could be kind of like a double-edged sword where you haven't seen, you're seeing the crossover, but you haven't seen the move yet. So you could get something like, I don't know, this would be 50% down. That would be really bearish, but we'll see what happens. I don't think you're going to go down that low from here. I don't think the odds of going under 10K are very high. I think the odds of going to, around 13K, 400 weekly moving average are the most likely scenario. To go under 10K and stay there for a while, I think is very low. To go under 10K and just bounce there, like a capitulation wick, I think there's a decent shot about that, but I don't think it's very high. I think most likely, the low kind of 13K, 15K could be a possibility too, or the 12K area. A lot of people thought last time 3K would be the bottom. It went to 3,200. That would be the equivalent of like it goes to 13K, and a lot of people think it's going to go to 10 and 12K. It would be like that if it happens like last time. But yeah, guys, check that out. Also, if you guys are interested in the airdrop, again, free $100 USDT position to get. And also follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be live on Twitch tonight at 6 p.m. So please check that out. If you guys like the video, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and check out my exclusive Discord down below. Also have a trading course. If you guys want to learn some TA, how I place my trades, my strategies, all of that good stuff, risk management, trading psychology. A lot of people have really liked it, so check that out. Link in the description below with the discount code 20% off, bear market 20. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.